Nate here again, and I just want to take a few minutes and share with you in this video, which is lesson two of trading for beginners. In this video, I want to talk about the nuts and bolts of how to get started with trading. Okay. In the last presentation, trading for beginners, I went over a lot of different stuff. Okay. That's the core course that you need, but now we need to get to the nuts and bolts. In today's video, what I'm going to share with you is how to get started with TradingView. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and go on over to TradingView. You need to be able to set up your own account. You need to be able to learn how to use the charting software, and you need to understand some of the basic functions of it. Okay. Now, you're not going to be a wizard at it, but you need to get in there and start playing with it so you can become a professional with a tool that we all use in trading. Okay. So let me go ahead and just type in uh, TradingView here. And let's go on over to their website. So once you get there, this is the website that's going to pop up. Now, I want you to be familiar with a couple of things that are going on in here. They've got different products and stuff. Of course, I'm already logged in. Let me go ahead and just sign out so we can see a fresh page here. Okay. I'll come back to that in a little bit when I sign in. Okay. But what I want you to kind of see is what the website looks like. Now, what we want to do is go ahead and we want to see what their pricing levels are. Okay, now this, if you're in the United States, of course, it's going to come up with US dollars. If you're in Europe, it's probably going to show you the chart, the euro charge. Wherever you're at in the world, it's probably going to pop up with your local currency. Okay. So I just want to kind of give you a background of what the pricing is going to look like. Okay, if you're in the US, an essential package is about $14 or $15 plus premium and ultimate. You can even start with a basic package if you so want to. Okay, but you're limited to what you can do with it. What I recommend is either get the base model, which is free, or the essential package. The essential package you can try for 30 days, and it has just a little bit more. It allows you to do more things. Okay, no ads, of course. You got two charts per tab, five indicators, um, 10,000 historical bars, so on and so forth. Price alerts, okay, technical alerts, and you get a little bit more value out of it. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of take you here and let you see. And then what you have to do when you do this is, of course, if you're going to get your own new account, let's go in here, show more options. You can sign up with your email. All right. So basically, you go in here, you sign up with an email, you create a password, and then it's going to ask for your information. You're going to build a profile. All right. You need to do that. Come up with a creative name that, like just with Facebook or any of the other social medias out there, you can create a profile name. Mine's an MKL Trader. Okay. That's just me when I'm on the platform, because even though this is a charting platform, you can actually communicate through here. It's almost its own social media platform within itself, but for traders. Now, we don't get on there and do a lot of talking. We use most of our communications through our Discord channel. But without further ado, let me go ahead and just get into TradingView and just show you around. So let me go ahead and sign in here into my account. Um, and then I'll just drive for a little bit and just show you some of the features that you can find within TradingView itself. Just give it a minute to come up here. Let me go ahead and log in. I may have, and they also have two-person verification for security purposes. All right, so because people put their financial information in here sometimes, like credit or debit cards and things of that nature. And what I mean by that is you got to renew your monthly subscription if you get a subscription. Okay, so I went ahead and did that second feature of where you get a text to your phone with a security code and you go ahead and put that in. All right, so let's go over here. I'm already logged in. You can see your logo. Once you log in for your profile and you know you're logged in, you'll see your little logo up here. Okay. Let's go over here to products. The first place we always go to is Supercharts. Now, of course, I've got my indicators up here. Let me go ahead and just get them off of there. Let me remove everything. All right. And let me just set my charts to template to um, apply defaults. All right, there we go. Now, when you come in and you set up your charts, it'll probably come up with a light background. You can go in here into your profile and you can actually set up a type of theme that you want, this dark theme or light theme here. Okay, so you may get something that looks like this, more of a clearer, like a white background. Okay, but what you can do is once you've created that account, you can go up here to the left. You'll see where you can log in because your profile name will be right there. You can click on the left, and I'm going to chart or change mine back to a dark theme. But you got all kinds of things up here. Your profile. This is your home button, help center. If you have questions, you can go in here and, of course, ask stuff. Okay, what's new? You can see what's new on TradingView. I'm going to go ahead and change mine back to, I'll leave it a white theme for a little bit and then I'll change to a dark theme. You have a drawing panel. Okay, you can turn off or turn on. I leave it on. That's all this stuff over here. Very helpful tools that you'll use. So you want to make sure you turn on your drawing tools because when we are sharing a lot of times in our videos, you'll see me referring back to these tools over here on the left. Okay, language, you can pull up just about any of these main languages you want: English, Dutch, French. You can see all the different Asian languages down there, Portuguese. And sorry I didn't name them because I'm just not that smart. I'm just teasing. But you got all these different languages that you can actually bring your charts up in. Okay, very helpful. Keyboard shortcuts, if you're into that kind of stuff, you can get a desktop app, which I do use over here on my Apple product or my Apple computer. And then basically, if you want to sign out of your account, all right. So some of the things that you want to be familiar with is your toolbar will show up over here on the left-hand side. Now, one neat feature, I'm going to go ahead and hide it for a minute. One neat feature you can do is you're going to use a lot of different tools from this toolbar over here on the left. Trend line is a big one. Now, you can star and unstar these. Okay, now the reason why I have you star them and unstar them is so that you can see um, you can create your own personal toolbar, which I'll show you in a minute. And all you have to do is the tools that you find most popular or that you use most of the time, you can simply go over here and star them or make them a favorites, okay? They become a favorite. I use the trend line a lot. I use the horizontal line, vertical line, and you can see that I have those marked there. All right. Then I can go to the second one here. You can see that I've got the Fibonacci retracement highlighted. That's on my favorites. Okay. I don't have any right here right now. Sometimes I will, and sometimes I'll take it off there, just depending on how dirty or how messy I want my toolbar to be. Okay. Now I use the long position, the short position, the anchored VWAP, fixed range, volume profile, anchored. These are just some of the ones that I have on my toolbar for quick reference. Okay. I use the drawing pin, a couple of these little neat things, the rectangle, the circle, because when I draw up my charts and post them over in the Discord, I use these tools. All right, so I wanted to show you that. Now these when you make these your favorites, sorry there, got tongue twisted. I'll go ahead and add highlighter. What you're going to see is a toolbar pop up, just like this. And that toolbar is going to have everything that you have listed as your favorites on it. Okay. So let me go ahead and let me get rid of that just a second. Ooh, it's going to keep drawing. Okay, got rid of it. What you're going to see over here now is my toolbars out here. Now you can grab it here with, your mouse, click and hold, and you can drag it around. You can put it anywhere you want on your charts. Okay. So that's a neat little thing to have. If you don't like that on there and you want to hide it, see this little star down here in the left-hand corner? You can just hide it by clicking on that. Or if you want to bring it back, there it is. Okay. So if you ever see it, you turn on your computer and you say, oh my goodness, it's gone. Well, you can just click on the star down here and it should bring it back. Okay. And this works in both the pattern, the the light theme and the dark theme backgrounds. Okay, this pattern here or this toolbar. All right, so I just wanted to kind of explain this toolbar over here to the left. Now some other features that we're going to be using. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the dark theme real quick. Let me do that. Went to my profile page. Go here to dark theme. All right, that way I get a black background. All right, I just wanted to kind of switch over. Now you're going to see the bars, the Japanese candles. We call them candle bars or candles, Japanese candles here on the screen. You should see them based on the market that you have selected or that they default to. Okay. Um, I use the NASDAQ E-mini. I trade futures a lot, and so this is one of my charts that you see all the time. But I just wanted to kind of show you this to get you familiar. This is a familiarization of TradingView once you get in here. Now, what you'll see up here across the top usually is you'll see the different 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour, daily, weekly, and monthly charts. Okay. Those are the different time frames for the type of chart you're looking at. Right now, if I look at my chart, I see the actual market, micro E-mini NASDAQ 100. I see a 5. This means I'm on the 5 minute chart. Okay. And this is really what has been going on over the last day or so on the 5 minute chart. Okay. If I go to a 15 minute chart, it's going to look different. All right. If I go to a 1 hour chart, it's going to look different, but it's still on the same market. All right. We'll get more into the chart itself, and I'll have some follow-on videos to enhance this. There's also a lot of good stuff out there on how to use TradingView on YouTube. So I'm not going to fault you if you go out there and look at it. What I don't want you doing is going out there on YouTube and looking at all the different strategies that are out there because they'll confuse the snot out of you. But just to learn how to use the TradingView tool itself, feel free to go out there and look at some advanced, videos on it. And the reason I say that is because some people learn faster than others. And if you're really into learning how to use TradingView and want to get better at it, there you go. Also, if you use AI or Google search, if you have questions about TradingView, by all means, go ahead and type in your question and see if it answers it for you. There's a lot of good information out there. I use Gemini or ChatGPT, and you can just type in the question, and it usually gives you a list of what you're looking for. All right. So don't hesitate to use that. So these are the different time frames up here at the top. You're also going to see that there are different bar styles that we use. For now, I want you just to use candles. All right. And since I highlighted it, it put it up here in the bar. Okay, I can unhighlight it and it should take it away. Well, let's just stay on candles for right now. Later on, we'll use Heikin-Ashi. You might learn Renko down the road if you like when we get into trading Renko bars, but stay on candles. Do not get confused with all this other stuff in here. It'll drive you crazy, okay, until we start trading in that direction. And so there's a lot of other gizmos and gadgets across the top. Alert. We set alerts sometimes on price levels, and I'll teach you all that in the community. Okay. We use the replay. Sometimes we'll go back and back test. Okay. So It does have a replay mode, so you can go back and it's got its limitations, but you can go back and look at how the market played out. I do that a lot with my videos, okay? Uh, so you've got some other stuff over here if you want to go in and take pictures, do different things. Um, I'll by all means show you how to do that. But for this video, just getting you started, you'll see your if you sign in with let's see here. I'm sorry, that up at the top's not that's part of my Google Chrome. Okay, so going across here, trading, publish. All right, you can see that we also will be going in and selecting markets that we'll be trading. Now, if you want to take a snapshot of this real quick, these are some of the major markets that I trade off of the get-go. Everything, a lot of futures accounts, gold, oil, natural gas, copper. There's some currency futures that I trade, and also I look at Ethereum and Bitcoin itself. Okay. And those are futures accounts. They're not actually trading on the Bitcoin, but we'll get into that as we trade. This is where we put our market. So when you look for your first market, you click on this plus sign. Let me click on this plus sign here. And let's say we just want to add, um, the what's a good one? Let's just say we want to look at a stock. Let's just say AAPL, Apple. Okay. That's not a futures, that's a stock. All right. And you can see that it came up here. I'm going to go ahead, and these are different brokers that shows Apple. So whatever broker you're connected to, and I'll talk about brokers, briefly talked about them, but depending on what broker you're going to connect to, that depends on the data that you're going to get sent to your charts. Okay. So let's just say for Apple. Now, what I'm going to do is I got it, I clicked on it, I added it, and I sent it to the bottom of my list here. So now I'm going to double click this, uh, on this, market. And now you can see that I'm looking at the Apple Incorporated 1 hour chart. And I'm over here. That reference to the NASDAQ there means it's on the NASDAQ exchange. Okay. So this is what we're looking at. And now I can look at the 1 hour chart on it. I can go over here to the different time frames and I can look at what the 5 minute looks like. Okay. The 1 minute, the 15 minute. Okay. Um, and so on and so forth. It just depends on how far you want to spread your chart out. Now, you don't want to get too far in the weeds. Now, one of the things I'll show you here real quick, indicators. You see these indicators up here? We're going to talk, um, sometimes we'll be talking about indicators, and we're going to give you a suite of indicators to load on your chart as an NMKL Trading Academy member. But one of the ones that I'm working on right now, I'm going to go ahead. I can go in and select this particular, let's see what I call it. This particular chart. I'm sorry, this particular indicator. Let's go ahead and throw it on the um, thing here. All right, and this one looks really messy. Let me go ahead and take this one off here. This is not the one I want to use. Uh, just bear with me for a second. Hmm, there we go. I found it. All right, so we're on the 15 minute. I want to bring this up. It shouldn't be. Okay, that's showing institutional levels. I'll come back to that in a little bit. Let me just find a regular indicator that I can throw on here. Let's put the um, moving average. This is a one that a lot of people use. And what we're going to do is just say simple moving average here. We're going to select it. And you can see that it added this blue line to my chart. Let me space that out a little bit. Now, what we're going to do is just go ahead and make this We can go into the actual indicator itself. You can see here's where it places and lists your indicators that you have loaded. You go over here to the settings button on it. I'm simply going to make this a 20 SMA. It's going to make it a little bit more seeable. I'm also going to change the color of it, and I can actually make it thicker. I can change it to dotted, back to straight line. Totally up to you. Okay. But then you can see that I put a moving average on here. All right. So indicators, there's a lot of them. You can search all the indicators possible out there. Um, Now I have a lot of indicators in my favorites. Actually, no, I only have two. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them. I have a lot of scripts that I've been working on myself. I go in and create my own indicators. All right, so keep that in mind. I have invite only scripts that I build for different people out there. In other words, the only way you can get access to them is if I give you the invite. You can go out there and purchase if you buy scripts from the store on here. Um, they'll go into your purchased. Now, for most reasons, I don't think you need to go out there and buy any indicators available. What we're going to be trading a lot is price action. Yes, I will use an indicator and I will look at volume. I will look at support and resistance, but they are basically drawing lines in the sand. It's like looking at a football field from a 55,000 foot level or a soccer field. They have these areas, these zones painted in them to where the soccer players have to know where to play within the bounds. And then also the teams also design their plays off of those zones. We're going to do that at NMKL Trading Academy as well. So we're not going to get too in depth into indicators because most indicators are lagging. What we use them for is to let us know what a significant level is so that when price action gets back to it, price action meaning actually price itself, because that is the only real test of what is going on in the market is price itself. Okay, and you'll learn more about that as we go. But price itself is not lagging. So we mark these levels where price has been before because they're significant to institutional traders, and we use those kind of indicators that help us draw those lines where price might get to. And then when price gets to a specific level, we're looking for it to either break through or actually bounce back off of it. And that's when we decide to take our trades. Okay, so you see that we're trading off of price action, not off of a lagging indicator that I talked about in the last group of, or in the last training. I talked about indicators sometimes take a group of candles and give you an average readout. Well, that's what the moving averages that I shared with you. Since I put it as a 20 simple moving average, it's taken a group of 20 candles and given you an average price of those 20 candles. And that's where it marks the line. Okay. So you can see that it's lagging because it has to go back 20 candles historically and it draws an actual line, an average. Okay. So let's get back to TradingView here real quick. So I just wanted to kind of go over the indicator stuff a little bit. I showed you how to put a market over here. Um, Now, one other thing that I want to talk about that is really, really crucial to you being a successful trader is when you sign up with TradingView, you're going to get this paper trading account that I'm going to show you here in just a second. Let me go ahead and sign out of it. Okay. Um, this comes free with your TradingView account. Okay. So right now, you see that my buy and sell buttons are basically, they have a red and a blue, you know, outline around them, but they're not filled. They need to be filled so you know that you can trade on something. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just kind of show you. I'm going to click on the buy button. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to pop up with this screen that says trade with your broker. and you're going to see all these different brokers that are going to be available. Okay. And of course, I'm going to share with you which ones I think you should trade with. But at the end of the day, it's you who needs to determine what is the best broker for what you want to trade on. Okay. But what I do want to show you here is this paper trading. Now, this paper trading is going to be required for you here at the Academy. Doesn't cost nothing. It is a paper trading, a brokerage simulator by TradingView. In other words, you can trade on a fake account right along with the market data, and you can drill for skill, or you can um, practice. Practice makes perfect if you used to play the piano. There is a lot of ways I can say it, but the point is you're going to be demoing. I talked about a demo account in that trading for beginners first lesson. This is where we talk about it, okay? So what we're going to do is go ahead and select. We're just going to click on it, okay? And it's going to come up with this little paper trading connect. All right. Awesome. Wow, I got an opportunity to go in here and practice trading now. But before you do that, I just want to show you a couple of things here that matter. Let's see here. So go down to your paper trading, and let me see. I got to figure out how to get to it here. It's going to show you what currency you're trading in. Okay, paper trading. Let's click on paper trading. There we go. Go into trading settings. All right. You're going to want to set this is pretty much going to be set to default. Okay. Um, Let me bring this up just a tad. I don't know why it keeps, yep, I don't want 1 day. Let me get back to the 30 minute. There we go. All right. Let me click on paper trading here. Go over here to your settings button. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. This is your account settings for your paper trading. All right. Now, what I want you to do is practice. I don't want you practicing with a huge account. I want you to practice with a size that's going to be realistic when you start trading the markets, okay? Because if you trade on 100,000, $1 million account and you trade these enormous risk, you put yourself at enormous risk, then what you're going to find out is that when you start trading real money, you're not going to really be prepared for it. So, what I'm trying to say is we want to practice the way we're going to really trade. Okay. So, all I want you to do is basically, we're going to say reset account. Okay. It's going to give you a reset opportunity. You need to go in here and select your balance. Okay. So, what I would recommend for you to really understand how to trade is do no more than $25,000. Okay. Because I want you to get real. I want you to understand the actual reality of trading. Okay. So if you're in the Philippines and you're going to be trading with me, don't use $25,000. Use what's maybe if it's currency comes up in pesos, maybe do 1 million pesos, okay? But I don't know what kind of currency pair it's going to give you over there, but just to give you a heads up. So here in the US, we start off with 25,000. That's about 1.5 million pesos. Okay, that's a realistic number to start with. Because I want you to understand we're not, this is not a get rich quick scheme. Otherwise, you're going to be emotionally tied to this. It's going to drive you crazy. All right, so now we've put in our value. You can select your currency. Let's go down here and see what's available. You're probably going to wind up using, I don't see the Philippine peso on here, so just use USD, okay, if you're in the Philippines. And then you just hit reset. Now, what it does is it resets your account balance to this. Now, one of the things I'm also going to teach you is that we're going to do 100 trades. So once you start trading once you start those 100 trades, I'm going to have you reset your account. I'm going to have you do 100 trades. And during the time you're doing those 100 trades, you're not going to go in here and reset your account because I want to work with you and mentor you and see how you're trading. And I want to be able to come in and critique how you've been doing. Okay. If you want that, that's going to be something that's available here at NMKL Trader Academy as well. All right. So this is where you get your paper trading set up, and then ultimately, you're going to want to learn how to set trades, and you're going to want to learn how to, you know, like if you want to buy something, you come out here. Let's say we want to buy the market. I go ahead. It's not going to let me right now because market's closed, but it's going to pull up a ticket. We got information we have to sell out on, or that we have to fill out on here properly, and then we place the trade. Okay. I will have a whole separate video on how to place trades on paper trading. I'm even going to do a video on that, how to get your paper trading going. Okay. How to demo. But I just wanted to get you in here and get you familiar with TradingView. You need to really go out there and start either a basic or an essentials account, okay? And let's get started. Let's get this going because it's so exciting now that you've been through um, trading for beginners. Now you're going through um, the lesson on TradingView, and this is going to get you indoctrinated into this. And I recommend that you also go out on YouTube and look at advanced videos on how to use this software, okay, how to use this software suite, because at the end of the day, it's only going to benefit you. And then you'll understand a lot of the lingo that we're talking about in the actual chat rooms, okay? This helps minimize stuff. This is part of the training to become a trader, to become whether you're going to be a futures trader, stock trader, EFT trader, swing trader, position trader, scalping trader. You need to learn everything within TradingView. Okay, now, of course, I didn't teach you all the nuts and bolts and all the bells and whistles of TradingView, but I wanted to give you an introduction. All right. I hope this has been informational. This is Nate here at NMKL Trader, and I'll see you at the Academy and I'll see you in the next video. Everybody have a nice day. Thanks.